Hi everyone. If you've ever sat down half awake and been hit with cold water, a cold seat, or a confusing bathroom gadget, you know one upgrade can either feel amazing or become an expensive mistake. Today I'm sharing my personal experience with the TOTO KS5 bidet seat, and I'm going to keep this very practical. I'll talk about installation, daily use, comfort, settings, the remote, the cleaning features, and a few things that surprised me after actually using it. Visually, this is the kind of upgrade that looks simple once it's installed. It replaces the regular toilet seat, sits a little higher than a standard seat, and has that larger back section where all the internal parts are housed. So if you're picturing it on your toilet, imagine a cleaner, more tech-looking seat with a remote control nearby instead of a basic lid and seat. The installation was mostly straightforward. The instructions were clear, and if you've installed a bidet seat before, this one feels familiar. The seat attaches to a mounting plate, and once everything is lined up properly, the unit slides into place. I did have to spend a little extra time adjusting the plate so the seat would connect correctly. It wasn't difficult, but it did take some patience. The most awkward part was the water connection at the tank. If your toilet has a tight space behind it, or if it's a one-piece toilet where your hands can't easily reach around the back, that part can be frustrating. It's not because the instructions are bad, it's just the physical space. Once everything was tightened and connected though, the seat itself felt secure and fit well. One thing I noticed right away is that the seat opening feels a little smaller than a regular toilet seat. That seems to be a common trade-off with bidet seats, because the mechanics have to fit behind the seat. It didn't ruin the experience for me, but it is something you notice at first, especially if you're used to a basic open toilet seat. Now the biggest reason I wanted this particular model was the heated water experience. I've used less expensive bidet options before, and the cold water shock is real. With this one, the water temperature feels much more comfortable and stable. I don't get that sudden cold surprise, and that alone makes it feel like a much more premium bathroom upgrade. The seat heat is also a big deal. It sounds like a small luxury until you use it every day. The heated seat makes early mornings and colder nights a lot more comfortable. In my household, that feature got appreciated almost immediately. The seat temperature has different settings, and I like that it isn't just one fixed level. You can set it lower if you just want a gentle warmth, or higher if you like a warmer seat. The water temperature also has adjustable settings, and I found it stable during use. No sudden shift from warm to cold, which was something I really wanted to avoid. There are also multiple water pressure levels, and at the stronger settings, the spray feels very effective. Personally, I don't always need the highest pressure, but it's nice to have that range, because everyone has different comfort preferences. That brings me to one of the best parts of this seat, the user profiles. Being able to save settings for different people is genuinely useful. Instead of constantly changing temperature, pressure, and position every time someone else uses it, you can save preferred setups. In a shared bathroom, that makes the whole experience much easier. It feels less like a gadget you have to fiddle with, and more like something customized to you. The remote control is convenient, and I like not having all the buttons attached to the side of the seat. It makes the toilet area look cleaner, and it's easier to use once you get familiar with the layout. The remote does have buttons on both sides, and this is where things can get slightly confusing. Some buttons may appear to refer to features that this model doesn't actually have, like automatic lid opening and closing. So I wouldn't assume every button on the remote applies to this seat. I also wish there were clearer video-style guidance for all the features, because the manual is helpful, but some functions are not immediately obvious. For example, selecting a user profile didn't feel as intuitive as I expected at first. After some use, it becomes easier, but there is a little learning curve. For washing, there are front and rear wash options, and the wand position can be adjusted. In real use, I found some positions more useful than others. The middle and forward positions worked best for me. The rearmost positions can feel too far back depending on how you sit, so sometimes you may need to shift your posture a bit. This is one of those things that depends on body position, toilet shape, and personal preference. The front wash may also be limited for some users if the wand doesn't extend far enough for their needs. And water pressure can matter too. If you live somewhere where the water pressure is not very strong and you can't control it, that may affect performance. In my case, the cleaning function works well, but I do think it's worth mentioning because this isn't a magic fix for every bathroom setup. The dryer is a nice feature, but it does take time. At the higher drying temperature, it can take around a couple of minutes to feel completely dry. I see it more as a convenience feature than something that instantly finishes the job. If you're in a hurry, you may not wait for the full drying cycle every time, but when you're not rushing, it's comfortable and useful. There is also a PREMIST function that starts when you sit down. The idea is helpful, but the sensation can feel a little strange at first, because you may feel a slight dampness. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it was one of those unexpected details I had to get used to. For cleaning and maintenance, this model has a self-cleaning wand function that is manually activated. It does not have automated air deodorizing or the e-water plus wand cleaning feature. The manual recommends deeper cleaning periodically, so this is not completely maintenance-free. Still, the cleaning process feels manageable. Price-wise, this is not a cheap bathroom accessory. It feels like one of those you get what you pay for purchases. Compared with simpler bidets, it offers more comfort, more settings, heated water, heated seating, a remote, drying, and multiple profiles. If those things matter to you, the investment makes more sense. If you only want basic rinsing, it may feel like more than you need. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the TOTO KS5 so far. The heated seat, stable warm water, adjustable pressure, remote control, and user profiles make it feel like a real daily comfort upgrade. The installation is mostly easy, though tight toilet spaces can make the water connection annoying. The seat opening is a little smaller, the dryer takes patience, and not every remote button applies to this model. But as a full-featured bidet seat for everyday use, it has been comfortable, practical, and easy to recommend as long as your bathroom setup works well with it. If you have any questions about this product, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.